Why not? Oh, just remembered. Clear all that out. We were gonna do Satisfactory, but that's taking a while to install, so. Still gonna read the Bible in the end. Thinking about what I should read. I think I thought to myself, oh, I'll read this at the end, but I completely forgot what it was that I was gonna read. What was it? I think it was a book. I think it was something from the Book of Samuel. We'll read that. We'll read that. How are we doing? I've been questioning some stuff about my faith, and that is when you leave your life with God, you should not be afraid because you know who is in charge. And I have decided that I want to put my life in the hands of God and to let him take control. But I'm for some reason still scared, and and maybe it's because I don't see the next step. But I shouldn't be, but even then, I'm not always going to see the next step until I'm not always going to see the full plan. Nah, I'm just going to see like one step at a time. And that's something I need to remember and probably get through my head, is that I'm not always going to see the full plan. Not always going to see the full plan. I'm just going to see like one step at a time. Like, I gotta remember that I'm not gonna see the full plan. I'm just gonna see just one step at a time, as I keep on saying. Hold on. Do I have an axe? I do not have an axe. Oops. There is an axe right here. Okay. Okay, panda fell from a high place. But that's not, it's not, like, I need to remember and get that through my head that I'm not always gonna know what the plan is. Actually, wait, you know what? I should probably make what I want to first. One. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay. Now, from what I know... Oh, I already have enough. Okay. Okay. Okay, so what I should be able to do is... Oh. Boom. 2. Okay. So that... Okay, now I'm going to test something out. Okay. This is just basic redstone, but I do want to just so I can make sure that I'm doing this correctly. Just so I know I'm doing this correctly. Perfect. Perfect. We're not always going to know the full... We're not always going to know the plan. All right? We won't always see a clear picture of the plan. We'll only know like just the specific step that we're on. I forgot to go and get a bag for my Do I have potatoes in here by any chance? Or no? I'll put that away there. I do have potatoes. There. We'll deal with that in a bit. Let me deal with all this. Okay, let me get all this. Okay, and because I'm gonna be playing Redstone Dust, it should be a surefire way for this not to. Hold on. I'm doing this for a reason. Trust me. Trust the process. Trust the process. That gold armor is actually very useful to us. We're gonna make ourselves another mob farm, and that is gonna be taken down. All right. We're gonna make ourselves a new mob farm. There we go. But moral of the story is keep as long as you got the Lord, you'll be fine. That was a 1 block difference. Okay. We're gonna start on the foundation of the we're gonna start on the foundation. All right, we're gonna take this. For right now, I'm gonna make this like the old school type way. But then we'll start on then we'll start on making. Okay, what's I want to make it out here. I don't want it to go into there. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. I'm gonna put that right there for right now. Okay. Wait, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, so that's fine right there. Okay. This is where we're gonna end up heading out from, okay? Okay, this is where we're gonna head. This is where we're gonna head from, okay? Okay, I'm gonna go up and get. We're gonna go up and get one. How long are we going? Okay. We got a lot of wood. We got a lot of bones. We got a lot of wood. We got a lot of bones. We got a lot of dirt. Do we? Okay, we got a lot of wood as well. Okay. Some of us are spiritually overweight. And what that means is that we've been listening to a lot of podcasts, been listening to a lot of, yes, the speech is coming from someone else, but I still want to speak it because I do want people to understand this as well, is that spiritually overweight is what a lot of us feel like. But and what that means is that we we'll consume like a lot. We'll sit there and we will sit there and we will like listen to people talk about the Lord, but we won't really like understand it. We won't really like understand like what the meaning is, or we won't like talk about it. Okay, so hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Yes. 2. Okay. But we won't like really be like, oh, okay, I understand this. We got a pig. Okay, it's like, oh, I understand this. Okay, this is what this means. No, we won't do that. Instead, we will just sit there and just consume it and just listen. Or even if we do understand it, we'll just sit there and just consume and not really do much else. Equivalent to this, and yes, once again, this is me. I'm taking this from someone else, but how this can be explained is I'm using someone else as an example. I can tell you that I'm going to the gym every single day. Let's say that I tell you that I'm going to the gym every single day. You'll be like, where are your muscles? Why? I don't see any muscles. But then one day you decide I'm going to go with you to the gym, and you just go with me and finds that instead of going and working out, I'm just there watching other people go to the gym. Watching other people go to the gym. Oops. Okay, I thought I had more health. I had more health. I was watching other people work out. I'm not working out myself, and that's what a lot of this can be, like. And I want to state that, do I understand a lot of this? Most of the time I read the Bible and I don't understand what I'm reading. And that's the reason why I'm going to Bible study, and that's the reason why I started going to church again, is because I want to like strengthen my relationship with God, and I want to understand more. I want to understand. I want to. Oh, I don't have enough. Okay. I want to. I want to have more faith. I want to grow my faith more. I want to grow more in faith. I know going to church alone and reading the Bible alone won't secure my place in heaven just by that alone, but faith will. And I want to grow in faith. I want to understand. I want to understand more. I want to like, no, I don't want to be spiritually overweight. I want to like speak like what I understand of the Lord. My philosophy is, I don't understand it. I know I don't know God's plan, okay? Yeah. This is my understanding of it. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I know what you're thinking. What are you, Panda, what are you doing? Remember when I said that I'm doing like an old school version of this? Well, this isn't to be like a one-hit thing, okay? This is not to be a one-hit thing, okay? This is going to be a multi-shot thing. I want this to be like a multi-shot. Okay, there we go. So I want that to be very clear. I want to be very clear on this, is that I myself don't know everything, all right? But I do want to grow in faith. I do want to grow in faith. I do want to grow in my belief. I want to be more, I want to believe more. I want to grow in more in understanding and wisdom. Yeah, that, you know, that's fine. That's fine for now. I want to grow more in faith. I want to help other people grow in their faith. That's one of the reasons why I'm reading the Bible, is because because the Bible is our way, is our message from God. It's the word of the Lord. I think I'm just gonna make just the pillars here, and then I'm going to like end the episode. As I stated, I want to grow more in faith. Grow more I want to be more understanding. Want to be closer to God. Okay. I read random verses from the Bible. Random what's it called? So that way maybe we can maybe somebody can come and listen to it. People are gonna come in, tell me that I should stop reading because I'm bad at reading. But you know what? I'm gonna continue reading. The more I read, the better I get at it. The more I read, the better I get at it. It probably doesn't help that there are some oops. It's a good thing that I have this. The more I read, the better I get at it. And I've started to like reading better. Also because when I was a kid, I was told that I need to start reading more. And I think I'm finally starting to do that. I think I'm finally starting to read more. And honestly, I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of myself for reading more. Okay, let me get what can I make? Okay, that's a lot. Do I have any other bones? Is that it? That was it. All right. There we go. I think one of the verses I'm gonna read to you guys today, actually has to do with something that I want to talk about right now, and that is what is it? I think I'm okay. First things first. I'm gonna take this stuff down, but okay, we're gonna make a bunch of ladders. Okay, but at the end, but there's a verse in here in the Bible, and I think I'm gonna read you the chapter that I want to talk that has what I want to talk about, but but there's a certain point where David comes back and he finds like the entire town pillaged. He finds that like his wife, his daughters, his sons, they've all been taken. The town has been burned to the ground. And here's the thing, it would make complete sense if he just got extremely angry and went after the guys who did it. Went after the guys who did all of this. It would make complete sense for him to do it. It would be, you would be like, okay, I understand, he's extremely mad. But what he decides to do is he's mad, but what he decides to do is he decides to go to a priest and inquires with God, asking, what should I do? Shall I go after these people? To which God says, yes, go after them. God tells him, yes, go after them. And what I like about that is that he realized that he was angry. He realized, oh, I'm angry here. I should probably take a step back. Let me take a step back and let me reassess this. Let me see what let me ask God, the Almighty Father, the one who knows what I should do. I shall ask him what I need to do. And he goes and he realizes that he's mad, but he takes a step back. He goes like, okay, I'm still pretty mad. But before I do anything rash, before I do anything crazy, I want these people to die. But let me go and ask the one who is all wise what I should do. I'll ask him what I should do. And I love that because what I like about that, what I love about it is that he knows that he's mad. He sees that he's mad. But instead of like immediately acting on his anger, what he does is he goes and asks a priest to inquire with God what it is that he should do. Because something that my dad tells me is that when you are angry, you do not think straight. You do not think straight. You are thinking not with your brain, but thinking with your emotions. And a lot of times that is not good. And that's even if you are thinking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's the thing. You don't think when you're angry. You don't think. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, you don't think when you're angry. You just act. And that is a lot of times very dangerous to do, all right? It is not good to only act. It is not good to only act. You need to think. So what a lot of us need to do is when we get angry, we need to see that we are angry. And see what it is that we need to do that we can do to help us and help ourselves in a situation in this type of situation. Help ourselves in this situation. Make sure so that way we don't do anything rash. We don't do anything crazy. And I think that that is something that we should be that we should take away. And that was my takeaway from like we read that in Bible study today, and that was honestly my takeaway from it is that when we're like David over here was angry, and it would and you would be like it would be completely understandable if he just went and just out of anger just killed these people. But instead he was like, no, I'm angry right now. Let me calm down. Let me go and ask a priest what I should do. And that's exactly what he did. He went, and the priest inquired with God and came to him and said, yes, go after them, for you will take them, you will override them. And so he went and he killed them. I'll read it to you. Here we go. Okay. 1 Samuel, well, chapter 30, I believe. That's 2 Samuel. 1 Samuel, chapter 30. Here we go. David and his men reached Ziklag on the third day. Now the Amalekites had raided the Negev and Ziklag. They had attacked Ziklag and burned it, and had taken captive the women and all those who were in it, both young and old. They killed none of them, but carried them off as they went on their way. When David and his men came to Ziklag, they found it destroyed by fire, and their wives and sons and daughters taken captive. So David and his men wept aloud until they had no strength left to weep. David's two wives had been captured, Ahinoam of Jezreel and Abigail, the widow of Nabal of Carmel. David was greatly distressed because the men were talking of stoning him. Each one was bitter in spirits because of his sons and daughters. But David found strength in the Lord his God. Then David said to Abiathar the priest, the son of Ahimelech, bring me ephod. Abiathar brought it to him, and David inquired of the Lord, shall I pursue this raiding party? Will I overtake them? Pursue them, he answered. You will certainly overtake them, and succeed in the rescue. David and 600 men with him came to Beshor Raven, where some stayed behind, for 200 men were too exhausted to cross the ravine. But David and 400 men continued the pursuit. They found an Egyptian in a field and brought him to David. They gave him water to drink and food to eat, part of a cake of pressed figs, and 2 cakes of raisins. He ate and was revived, for he had not eaten any food or drunk any water for 3 days and 3 nights. David asked him, to whom do you belong, and where do you come from? He said, I am an Egyptian, the slave of Amalekite. My master abandoned me when I became ill 3 days ago. We raided the Negev of the Corinthians and the territory belonging to Judah, and the Negev of Caleb. By the way, for those before I go any further, by the way, this is a bit of a stopping point. Before I go any further, to anyone that's getting weirded out by the fact I'm saying Negev, it's spelled Negev. Hold on. I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but it's Negev. That's how it's spelled. So sorry. And we burn Ziklag. David asked him, "Can you lead me down to this raiding party?" He answered, "Swear to me before God that you will not kill me or hand me over to my master, and I will take you down to them." David led David down, and there they were, scattered over the countryside, eating, drinking, and reveling because of the great amount of plunder they had taken from the land of the Philistines and from Judah. David fought them from dusk until the evening of the next day, and none of them got away except for 400 young men who rode off on camels and fled. David recovered everything the Amalekites had taken, including his 2 wives. Nothing was missing, young or old, boy or girl, plunder or anything else they had taken. David brought everything back. He took all the flock and herds, and his men drove them ahead of the other livestock, saying, "This is David's plunder." Then David came to the 200 men who had been too exhausted to follow him and who were left behind, and the Besor Raven. They came out to meet David and the people with him. As David and his men approached, he greeted them, but all the evil men and troublemakers among David's followers said, "Because they did not go out with us, we will not share with them the plunder we recovered. However, each man may take his wife and children and go." David replied, "No, my brothers, you must not do that with what the Lord has given us. He has protected us and handed over to us the forces that came against us. Who will listen to what you say? The share of the man who stayed with the supplies is to be the same as that of him who went down to the battle. All will share alike." David made his statute and ordinance for Israel from that day until this. When David arrived to Ziklag, he sent some of the plunder to the elders of Judah, who were his friends, saying, "Here is a present for you from the plunder of the Lord's enemies." He sent it to those who were in Bethel, Ramon, Negev, and Jadar, to those who in Aurora, Sifman, Eshonma, and Rachel, to those in the towns of Jahira Melatites and the Kenatites, to those in Horma, Borashan, Athek, and Hebron, and to those in all of the other places where David and his men had roamed. To anyone that was confused about what I just read, verse 27 of verse 1 Samuel 30:27. It's a list, and sorry if I mispronounce anything. I apologize. I'm not good at reading, but once again, the more I read, the better I get. But thank you guys for. But as I said, David was extremely angry, but he decided to take a step back and ask if he should go and pursue them. I think that's a good idea. We should all take a page out of that book. And next time we're angry, and I know that not all, and I know that whenever, like, if I'm angry, I'm not always gonna do this, but I just need to remember, if I'm angry, take a step back and think to myself, I don't want to do anything rash. Let's take a step back and think about this. Think. Because when you're angry, you don't think. Thank you guys for watching. That's going to be it. Thank you for listening to the Bible. And if you can take anything away from this, even if you're a non-believer, at least you can take something away from this. Thank you guys for watching. If I can always get somebody to see the light, that'll be enough. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening to the Bible. Thank you. Goodbye. I'll see you guys tomorrow.